Hey, how's it going there, Beavmanites and Docutrons? It is I, the Beavman, coming to you from Arizona. This week is going to be a little bit different. It is not an episode that Doc and I just recorded. It is actually an episode that Doc and I. This was our first attempt at podcasting back in 2014, I believe. So it was me, the doc, and we had a friend of mine who would go by the name of Metro Girl. So I thought I had this kind of winning combination. But, things change. Everybody thinks they're busy, and maybe we are busy, but I always find it amusing when everybody says they're busier than I am. And I never say that I'm super busy. But things didn't work out. We did a couple episodes. So I got a lot of stuff going on this week, doing a little bit of traveling within the state of Arizona, so I wasn't going to be able to do an episode with Doc this week, and we talked about it, and he was okay with me kind of trying to reboot and give you guys this little bit of content from our first attempts. I really wish we would have stuck with it, just Doc and I. If we'd have stuck with it, man, we would have been doing it for going on 5 years now, and we would have had lots of episodes, and I'm very appreciative of the listeners we have, but maybe we would have 14 followers instead of 13, I guess. So I will warn everybody ahead of time. The doc and I we do discuss some things that are pretty off the wall sometimes, and I do say some pretty fucked up things, and so does Doc, and that's kind of the beauty of podcasting. We can do whatever the fuck we want, really. And but I'm kind of warning everybody ahead of time because this early episode, this Beavman and the Doc with Metro Girl, we talk about some pretty fucked up stuff with a lot of sexual content and a lot of swearing and a lot of things like saying cocksucking and stuff like that. So there's a big difference, I think, kind of between then and now. I have to admit, though, when I was listening to it, I was getting some pretty good fucking laughs, and I was enjoying it. But like I said, the combo just didn't seem to work out. Probably Doc and I should have just stuck with it on our own and just kept going, but we didn't. So it was nice to revisit it and have a good laugh. And so then that's what I did. So the other thing is when you listen to this episode, when you listen to the voice of Metro Girl, man, excuse me, you'll notice that she's I altered her voice a little bit for some reason. People are kind of stuck on themselves and they believe that somebody will be able to recognize their voice and as if they're embarrassed about what they're doing. I got to tell you, from my experience now, I'm 46 years old. If you're embarrassed by what you're doing, then maybe you just shouldn't be doing it in the first place. You're not going to disappoint people if somebody asks you to do something and you don't want to do it because you would be embarrassed. Don't hide your voice. Don't hide who you are. I don't know, just simply don't fucking do it. So anyway, that's what you'll notice when you listen to it. You'll also notice that it seems almost kind of like sometimes we jump around in our topics a little bit and there's pauses, but that's because I was doing my early attempts at editing, and now, really, unless Doc begs me to take something out, I don't do too much editing, or if there's a long pause, maybe I'll edit that a little bit just so things flow, but I usually don't rearrange tracks or anything like that. I just basically listen to them, make sure the sound seems okay, and then we just kind of go from there. Speaking of sound, I'm loving this new microphone that I bought myself for my birthday. One of the best purchases I ever made. Again, thank you, Blue, and your microphones. This is the Blue Yeti. Pretty fucking awesome, so maybe someday the Blue people will reach out to me. Probably not, but, you can dream. You can dream. That's what I do. I try to dream on a small scale. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. We'll get back to recording next week. We're gonna have some fun stuff. I'm gonna try to catch Captain Marvel again. This time I'm gonna go try to see it at an Alamo in the Phoenix area. If you guys haven't been to an Alamo, please go because they fucking rock. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Again, thanks to all of our listeners. And look forward to an extra content again coming up pretty soon with Beavman and the Daughter. We got some fun topics we're going to talk about, and I always, as always, will try to be on my best behavior for the Beavman and the Daughter. But next week, I promise you guys, we will be, I guess we could say, taking a journey into the areas that we love, which is deep nerddom, and we'll have a guest actually next week. So you got that to look forward to. But for now, sit back, relax, enjoy this early episode of Beef Man in the Dock when it was Beef Man in the Dock with Metro Girl. And as always, do not let children listen. All right? Adios, mooch fuckos.
Okay, so that's just how it goes. Pokemon Stadium, beating all the foes. I never played it in a chair, I played it on the floor. Every weekend with that Nintendo 64. If I could trade it all, I would go back for more. Play so much Nintendo, man, my thumbs were always sore. We stayed up past midnight, beating every score. Now I'm almost 21, playing evermore.
We've got Doc, we've got Metro Girl, we've got the Beef Man. Who wants to start? Bring up a topic for us, Metro Girl.
Our boys expected to wash their dicks before you suck it.
Starting off with a hard hitter.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
I would like, here's a conundrum, because you never know when a woman's going to suck your dick. It's kind of hard to say.
I would say, you know what, if I will gladly wash it, if you will. Make it like a
planning process.
Well, I think it's like, is this first date? Is this fifth date? Is this...
Wow, I guess it depends. I mean,
matter?
if you're getting it on the first date, that's pretty impressive. Well, first of all, I don't date anymore, obviously. But looking back, I'm not going to wash my dick on a first date because I'm going to think that we just went out. I was already washed up, we went out, maybe, gets a little hot and heavy, and then she's going to suck my cock. She obviously isn't going to expect me to hop in the shower.
I wash it anyway.
Yeah, but here's a question. I mean, when you guys regularly pee, do you, dab it with toilet paper? Because I know guys to do that.
Okay, here's a really funny thing about that. Yeah, I got a funny story on that one. I knew a lady who was a nurse, and she thought that men dab their penises after they pee like women do. And so she was, dabbing off her male patients, and of course they loved it.
Yeah.
So her husband gets in bed with her one night. She's wearing, this little silk satin nightie. And, he, spooned her and, maybe, wetted her a little bit. I kind of drilled her a little bit. She's like, what the fuck? And he's like, what? He's like, what? She's like, you just, peed on me. He's like, no, it's normal. It comes out a little bit. She's like, comes out a little bit. That's pee, you dummy. She's like, well, you gotta dab that shit off. He's like, we don't dab. What are you talking about? She's like,
Right.
if you go to the bathroom, you gotta, put toilet paper on it.
It wasn't pre-ejaculate, it was actual pee?
What's the rule?
you didn't
No matter
shake it
how much
off?
you wiggle, no matter how much you wiggle, no matter how much you dance, the last 2 drops wind up in your pants.
Well, okay, back to the original question.
I just thought it was funny.
I don't think I should, because if you reverse this, I don't care how much you wipe, in those folds of a pussy, this shit's gonna be in there. I don't give a shit what you say.
Well, I mean, if you go downtown anyway, all right, see, the girl's going to go downtown. If it smells nasty, back me up on this, you're not going to suck it anyway, right? Why would you suck it if it smells nasty? If I go down there, if I went down there and it smelled really bad, there's no way I'm looking at it.
I've never smelled a sticky pussy.
How do you recover from something like that, though? That's the real... That takes art. I mean,
you
get down there, you get close, you're kissing around it, and you're like, she's like, yeah, he's going to go there. And then it's like, while you're there, you get a whiff, and you don't like it, and then you come back up. How is that not offensive?
No, it depends on the relationship, man. If this is a brand new relationship, I'm no problem coming back up. I'm like, okay,
Right,
I'm out of here.
Well, I'll do that if it's a small cock.
Right.
Really?
We talked about that. We talked about that before. Okay, so I think that it's situation dictates.
No pun intended.
Obviously, if first date, you should be pretty well ready to go anyway. You're already nice and neat and everything like that. If you've been in a long-term relationship with somebody, I think as the guy, I'd be like, well, I don't want my significant other sucking my cock if it's not washed anyway, so I'll hop in the shower. But it's probably a planning thing, if she says, hey, I'm not sucking your cock unless you take a shower, you better believe I'm going to hop in the shower.
Without a second thought.
Yeah.
Even if you've already washed it before, just so she can see that you washed it and feel better about it.
Right. I took a shower an hour ago.
Here's my question for guys, though. Don't you want to pee before anything sexual happens? Because I know if you had to pee with a hard on, it's pretty hard. That's what I heard.
Well, I've noticed, and it becomes more prevalent as I get older. If I have to pee, if I have to pee, in the middle of an encounter, I might not finish. It takes a long time. It's difficult to finish when.
Well, I think it's not. I think it really affects your. It doesn't feel as good. I mean, I would stop and be like, okay, I gotta pee, because it doesn't feel like nowhere near as good. Yeah, I'd pee before I'd have sex for sure.
Yeah. And in the grand scheme of things, I mean, dude, if a chick puts on a condom with her mouth, that tastes probably worse than pee. From
Okay, yeah.
somewhere.
Depends. Some of
She's
them,
like, I heard
some of them
before
flavored.
that-
I heard. I don't trust that shit.
He's like,
really.
No.
I don't know, but I've heard before that men have a wiener.
Like some slut told me that.
Some skink told me it was a condom in their mouth. So I would have to say, situation dictates. If I love my woman for shizzle, I'm gonna wash my cock.
There you go.
There you go.
Now,
Now, if I'm out with some skank, and she decides she's gonna wash, suck my dick
Who
without me
gives a shit,
washing,
right?
that's right. I'm like, take your cock.
Well, see, that's
Choke on it.
that's the thing. I wouldn't be with the skank.
But here's the thing, though. No.
why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
'Cause
What makes a girl
Well,
skinny?
yeah. Wait a minute. What if she needs a good harshin?
A good harshin?
A good
What the
harshin.
fuck is that? What is a
A
harshin?
good harshin. You're gonna draw it back over her head and you're like, that sort of thing.
Ladies like that too.
Well,
It's one of those girls that's not happy unless she's got a cock bruising the back of her throat.
Oh, you mean daddy issues? Is that what you mean?
Whoa.
That was
but I think the
unexpected.
question was posed when I wrote it down was actually not so much for the guy to answer; it was for you to answer. Should we have to?
How hot is the guy?
You, the
How big
beef
is the
man.
cock?
The beef man.
How big is the cock? I'm not talking about yours. I don't need to know about yours. I'm just a theoretical man.
Theoretical
Okay.
man between 5.5 and 6, but 5 around. How about that?
That's a good.
Okay, that's what I'm
fine.
saying.
And he's super hot. Like, I feel like severely attracted to this guy.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay. Here's a question for you boys. Men. Excuse me. What if, and this has all happened to women, I don't care who says it, if you get cheap toilet paper, shit's gonna get stuck in there.
Yes, it does.
And let's say you're down on a girl,
Uh-huh.
and you get toilet paper. Does that just like totally creep you out?
No,
Or
what
you
you
just,
do
like,
is,
poo,
As a
poo?
man who loves his woman, not that it ever, very rarely, ever happens in my entire life, I will hide that toilet paper so she never, ever has to see it.
Aww,
So that it doesn't hurt her feelings and she doesn't feel
that's better than
self-conscious.
roses. That happened to me once. I was like a goddamn paper. What is
He's
that?
like,
Party
damn,
paper?
skank, what you got going on there?
I'm not a skank. It's cheap toilet paper.
What do you think, Doc?
I'd let her know.
How would
Yeah,
you let her know?
how you gonna let her know?
Hey,
No, seriously.
hey, chick. I got this.
All right. I'd lean up and I'd be like,
Like,
You
look
can have
here,
that.
look here, woman. Look here, you need to get some better shit up in there.
hey, you know what? Like I said, I have a high standard where I keep my shit clean, and I would expect that somebody that I'm with to do the same.
I believe what Metro Girl's point was is that sometimes toilet paper is rather cheap and you don't notice.
I know.
You know,
What do you
like
mean,
that.
I don't know?
You know, like that thin ply shit, like at the mall.
Like you guys are at a dinner or
Yeah,
whatever.
and you're like-
they got the, yeah, I'm with you.
Not like the the quality stuff that you're buying at home. It's like triple ply, quilted northern and stuff. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Quilted southern.
Plug.
Retraction.
Beep. I don't know. I'm kind of picky. I doubt if it were somebody I were interested in. I doubt I would make a big deal out of it, but I would definitely point it out. It's like shit happens,
This, from my perspective, I would say it would depend on the person I was with. If I liked them, there was no way in hell I would let them know that they had that, because they didn't mean it. Obviously, they didn't. It would be more humiliating for them.
I did.
I'm like, oh, throw this
I
shit
just
right
showed
out.
the whole roll.
I want to see if he notices. I'm just
This
gonna
is
see if
the
you
test.
notice. If he loves me, he won't see a goddamn thing.
Yeah, who's talking about love? I mean, I'm
I'm just saying. Okay, well, whatever. That's true. What other topics have you got there? That I think we're pretty covered that one.
Well, it's kind of along the same lines. Because I'm curious.
Uh-huh.
Should women fart in front of men?
I'm gonna
Does
say-
it decrease the sexual attraction?
In the moment, but if it's funny,
Like, when's it funny? When's it funny, Don?
I have a thing. I have never, ever farted in front of a guy that I was fucking. Ever in my life.
Good, you shouldn't. That's how I feel.
It's just, I
just
don't know.
just don't fart while you're fucking. I think it'd be funny at the right time. I don't know
wait a
why.
minute. So you
Fart
think it's
jokes are funny to
So
me.
you think it's funny for a woman to fart, but you're gonna point out the fact that she's got an accidental little bits of toilet paper? You're like, hey, look, that fart was funny. That shit was funny. But just so you know, there's a little bit of toilet paper on your hoo-ha, and I wanted to point it out to you, and that's just wrong. You're a pig. You're a pig. Farting was funny.
Skank.
You're a skank and a pig, but the farting was funny. I liked it. That makes a lot of sense. You can see how I might find you just a bit odd with it. With that, so you want to know if a woman
I think you got your
or
opinion.
from a
I
man?
think
I still say no.
I wouldn't.
I don't think it's a big deal.
What is a big deal?
What is a big deal?
What is a big
Yeah.
deal?
What if she farts right in your face while you're 69?
Well, then there's a problem.
Happening.
Then there's a problem.
What if she rips it so hard there's a pile of
But
turd
what
in
if
her
it's
head?
an accident? Like that happened to a girlfriend of mine where this guy was going down on her and she farted by accident, and then it was
He-
pretty bad. I
Did
mean,
he
they
throw
got
up on her?
married.
Did he throw up on her? That would
No,
have been
but
nice.
that would suck.
It
Well,
smells like
at
my
the
friend's
very-
dick.
at
Why
the
does it
ver-
smell like my friend's dick?
At the very least, the visit to that area would be over. I would move a little further north to
Really?
get away from it.
Oh, you mean the visit to that area? I thought you
Yeah.
meant period.
No.
Oh, so you would move away when she's already embarrassed about farting, and you'd be like, God, as if, and then you'd move away and make her feel even worse. That's what you're saying.
I might even return fire. I don't know.
Like that, huh? And you like dump a load on her chest. How do you feel about that?
No, I don't think I'd go that far.
That's a thing.
Yeah, Cleveland steamer, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
hot sandwich. Hot lunch. No, it's called hot lunch, I think. Something, I don't know.
No, that's if you do it in their mouth.
Whoa! Gross.
I don't know. Urban legends there, Doc. I think we have to look that up. What's it called?
It's called a hot lunch where you put saran wrap in their mouth and they poop in there.
Yeah, but I was talking about on the chest.
That's a
Cleveland
hot lunch
steamer.
box.
On their chest? Or
On the chest. When someone hoops on your chest, it's called a Cleveland
It's
steamer.
Urban Dictionary.
There's a band called Hot Lunch.
The Urban Dictionary, our good friend, just like the Wikipedia. Cleveland steamer! Having a one-night stand and taking the shit on your sleeping partner's chest before leaving.
Oh my god. There's also the Dirty Sanchez.
Oh, I love it.
That's
The
gross,
dirty
too.
Sanchez. After having anal sex, the man gave the woman a dirty
That's
Sanchez.
gross.
So when a man and a woman engage in anal sex, then the man takes his penis and rubs it on the girl's upper lip.
Oh, God. Have you ever heard of a blumpkin?
No, what is that?
A pumpkin.
Getting a
happen to have it
blowjob
right
while
here.
you're taking a shit.
What the fuck?
It's a thing.
Here's the thing, what's really funny is if you look at Urban Dictionary, like I am right now,
Yeah.
and you look up the Blumpkin, and then it has like all these related words to Blumpkin. The funniest one out here is like penis. What, you don't know what a penis is? You gotta look that one up on the Urban Dictionary. Here's my personal favorite one is the Donkey Punch. I actually have a
That's
T-shirt that says
hilarious.
Donkey Punch Champion on it.
That is hilarious.
You know what an
It says
angry
it's-
panda is?
No?
Sorry, should I know what it is?
Somebody described this to me not long ago. Let me check. This is where you shoot your load all over a woman's face and then give her a black eye, making her resemble an angry panda.
Jesus Christ. That's just like,
She pissed him off, so he gave her an angry panda.
that's fucked up.
Oh, that's really funny. Oh, come on, you've had one. Just looking at news really quick here to see if there's anything like super interesting. Human interest.
I've got some old news that might be interesting. It's
What's
not
your-
something that people talk about on a regular basis.
Oh, shoot.
Back in the early 1900s, there was...
Snore!
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Give me a minute. I'm
Let
still
the man talk.
building up. So, okay. There were two guys that had a legal case over who owned the rights to the bra. One guy, he was a French guy named de Brazier.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, and obviously he won the fight. But the other guy, who actually designed it, was named Otto Titzling.
Is this for real?
It's for real.
Up.
It is.
Shut up.
It is not a joke.
You are lying. You are lying.
You can look it up if you like.
We're gonna.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, let me just tell you that I don't believe that crap that you just slung. I don't believe the guy's name was Titsling for 1 second. So is that where the term tits came from? And it just happens to be that now that is why it would be so unbelievable, because before that nobody called them tits.
And now you learned something.
And now we know the rest of the story.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think he's right?
I don't think he's right.
Do you like
That'd
it?
be right.
Speaking of tits, what
Mhm.
is when your significant other refers to your fun bags? Do you want them to call them tits or
Yeah.
boobs, or you want them to say tits?
If you say breasts, it just sounds stupid.
Breast, you sound like a homo.
It's like clinical.
Yeah. No, tits totally.
I like boobers.
Boobers? See, yeah, but you also like a woman to fart in your face.
No, I don't. Not at all.
I like boobers. Boobers.
And 3-ply.
Boobers.
3-ply.
Yeah.
Clever.
He likes boobers and farts, but God forbid you have just a little bit of toilet paper. That's going to be a bad issue.
Who has it worse? Plain girls or pretty girls?
Plain girls? What do you mean? What's a plain girl? You mean like a doughy face girl with like?
Plain girl is.
Give me an example of some famous chick that I could look up real quick. Who's a plain girl?
I figured that you just know what a plain girl is.
I don't think it matters.
What?
I don't think it matters. I mean,
What was the question
I'm not
again?
belittling your
How are
subject.
you not paying attention?
Well, because when he says it doesn't matter, I was like, wait a minute. Did you
Who
just
do
say-
you no, who do you think?
Repeat the question?
Yeah, repeat the question because apparently
She's
missed out.
asking who has a harder time in life in general, hot girls or average girls, basically.
Well, she said plain girls. She didn't say
Well,
average.
I
plain,
didn't say
average.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well,
I
what's
think
your
average
definition?
is plain girl. I mean, that has nothing going for her. Not ugly, not cute, not average, just blah.
Okay, that's it. There you go.
Yeah, I would say that they're sucking high tit, basically.
I think pretty girls have it worse.
Pretty girls have
Why
it
is that?
worse. Why? What's your
Expectations.
what's your theory? I mean, what are you basing that theory on?
Socializations.
What are you basing that theory on?
I don't know, my life sucks. That's probably right.
Hot girls get away with more.
Do not give me that look. Like I'm not. You're a jerk.
Oh, so you're talking from your own personal experience? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you said that you were subject.
Are you?
Yeah,
are you,
I'm just so you
are you
think
trying to say
you're
that
a
you're not
hot
hot?
girl. So,
Well,
Are you trying to say that you're not hot?
no, she's saying she is hot.
Good.
No, I guess it's not bad.
You guys are both like all awkward. Like,
No,
really?
because
Really, Metro Girl?
we're
Really?
confused.
Really, Metro Girl? You're saying you're hot? That was just my question. I was just asking for clarification. If you're saying that
It's
you're
hard
hot.
to maintain. There's a lot to
Can I
go
just
for.
say that I can't win by anything that I say? Doc, what do you think?
It's difficult to answer a question like that, especially for a guy.
No, I don't think you're ugly. The Beef Man does not think you are ugly.
It is a difficult question to answer, especially for a guy, and let me tell you why.
Right.
Because in the guy's point of view, the girl doesn't matter if she's hot or not. The girl is going to be viewed as having an easier time in life than him.
Right now, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think so.
So you
I
think
I'm not
the
saying
guy
that's
is looking
always
at the
case.
hot chick and saying, not whether or not he cares about whether her life is easier, he just assumes it's easier than his, is what you're saying.
Probably.
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that as long as I can hang out with a hot chick. Doesn't matter to me. In the grand scheme of things, what difference does it make if her life's easier than mine? I don't compare the two.
And you talk about like you were referring to maintenance, basically the upkeep, the makeup, and everything like that. But guys have problems too, because a guy can go through and he can be fit, he can he can go out of his way to make himself more presentable, and in the end,
Money's all that matters.
That is
it's not going to be enough. Either the girl is going to like him, or she's not.
I disagree with you both because guess what? Guys can actually have a belly on them and be very attractive, but girls, seriously, if they have a belly on them, really, guys, are you gonna be attracted to that? Better.
To a hot girl?
No, I'm just saying, it's like guys have more wiggle room. Chicks don't.
I guess maybe in this male-dominated society, it's true because if you look at the majority of men are not in good shape in the first place. So what do the women have to choose from? Fat or really fat? That guy's really fit. Oh, he's gay. Damn. Yeah, that's they don't have much to choose from. So I don't think it's because I think it's because our society is so used to seeing the guys fat in the first fucking place, and that's what women have grown up with.
I think it's getting that way for everybody, though. I mean,
yeah, that's unfortunate because I don't want to see a bunch of fat women around.
Especially in Michigan.
Well, I'd say anywhere. Fattest?
Yeah.
In the nation.
One of the top 10 for sure.
We're pretty up
We
there.
were up there for a while. I'm still laughing at. I mean, I'm not laughing. I'm just like she's like, my life is so hard because I'm so hot. You guys don't even know. God, you don't know. I'm so fucking hot right now. Look at my hotness. Gaze upon my hotness.
Totally elaborate, but I don't.
Gaze upon my hot.
Well, I was looking up which states use the most food stamps.
What does that have to do with the fattest states?
Because I associate
Number 2.
poor and fatness going together, and Michigan, being one of the leading states for unemployment, could be why we're having all the trouble with the fat people in Michigan.
Mississippi's actually the fattest one, believe it or not.
South Carolina gives out the most
Alabama.
in food stamps.
Alabama, West Virginia.
Yep,
Downtown
West Virginia's top
home
10.
cooking.
Kentucky,
Tennessee.
Louisiana. Oh, Michigan's number 5 in food
South
stamps.
Carolina. And then I was like, hey, I've been there. That was south of the border in South Carolina. I've been there when I was at Fort Bragg, man.
Mississippi,
Oklahoma.
number 1 for food stamps.
What was number 1 for fattest state?
Hey,
Kentucky.
I think
so
we
far,
have some
every
correlation.
state- I can't believe Michigan hasn't come up yet. Louisiana, 8. We're getting close. Michigan. They show a side profile of a typical Michigander here. A guy wearing cargo pants. Men don't look good in shorts when they're big and fat. Okay, and then we bring it along to number 10. Who's number 10? Arkansas and Ohio tied. So yeah, pretty much every state you said for food stamps was the same. But if you look at, and I agree with you on that, and that's typical because the majority of foods that are cheap are not complex carbohydrates and they're high in saturated fats.
Makes sense.
There you go. Boom, shakalaka. Boom, shakalaka goes. Boom, goes the mic on and stuff. And sensing a really mean look.
Well, she asked you a question, and I don't think you heard it.
Oh, what was the question?
You heard it.
What was the question?
You said I wasn't an 8. I said, so what am I then?
Yeah, you're not an 8. I love you, but you're not an 8.
Then elaborate.
I don't think that I am qualified to make that determination. 8s are really high up there. There's not a lot of 10s running around.
Have you ever heard of a Richter scale? You know, the thing they measure earthquakes on.
Yes.
You know, the difference between a 4 and a 6, and the difference between a 6 and an 8 and an 8 and a 9.
Are you charting how mad I am right now?
No, I'm leading up to a point.
Exponentially high, big difference.
Right, it is exponentially
Right.
more severe.
Absolutely.
So I think it is much easier to give out an 8 than a 10. Or
Of course.
an 8 than a 9, for
It
example.
is, but if you're talking about what you would consider as an 8 for women, in comparison to what a 10 is, 8 is still super high.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not
If
trying
you
to fuck
look
you
at,
anyway.
have you ever seen Nip Tuck?
Yeah.
You know, when he first dates that little blonde girl and she's saying how she's a 10, she's a 10. And,
And
he's
so was.
and then he, marks off all the spots on her and he's like, honey, you're an 8 at best. And she's screaming hot. And I totally agree with that. I'm like, yeah, she's not a 10. She's an 8.
But
That's fine. That's their opinion.
I just wouldn't give out 10s. I mean,
I'm hard pressed to give out an 8.
I don't
Obviously.
I don't know of anyone that I could look at and say, now there's a 10.
Yeah, and I don't look at...
Even my favorite movie stars, you know, some of the women, I have a collection, by the way.
Are they in your basement?
No, not the people, nudie pictures of famous.
Which actually, brings up a really good topic, because it brings it up to one of the topics we had discussed. Because I agree with you. Probably most women that you even see, like, nationally, publicly on television, movies, and whatever, I don't know that I would give them a 10 either. You probably, if you said who's a 10 to me, the first person that pops up in my mind is Wonder Woman. From when Linda was Wonder Woman.
The thing is she couldn't get a 10 unless you took into consideration her attitude and personality.
Oh, no, I'd give her a 10. Wonder Woman? Yeah. Which, again, brings up to my...
Linda Carter?
My topics.
I have pictures.
Yeah. Which brings up my topic of...
I'd like to stop, Eve, man. Just for a second.
Yes.
I agree with you. I think personality totally makes people tense. Like, some people that would be astounded that I think is a 10 are completely tense. Just of who they are in themselves.
Style.
We're talking superficial, just how we see them. Yeah, I understand the whole personality thing. We're talking superficial.
Style and presentation matter too, because there is something to be said for anticipation. You could show me, let's say I just got laid, you could show me a picture at that moment, and I would probably I would probably rate it lower than if you showed me the same picture before I got laid. In other words, when you...
Like, as you're trying to get laid, you're like, I'm going to get laid. This is the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
When
yeah,
you're horny,
penis.
you're going to give higher points.
Yeah, I suppose you would. Yes, that makes sense. Which also gets you to the, your coyote fuck, You're like, I'm going to bite my arm off before this lady wakes up. So I can get away. I know I told her she was beautiful. I was lying. I gotta get out of here.
Well, thank you for humbling me. Apparently, I needed it. What was your next topic?
Well, I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. I didn't even do anything. What did I do?
I love your inaccountability.
What do you mean? My inaccountability? It's an opinion. I'm sorry if you're mad that I don't think you're an 8.
No, my feelings are hurt.
I can't. Well, that doesn't mean I have to think you're an 8.
I feel ugly.
You have
To
Far
be
from
my
ugly.
friend.
Thank
To
you.
be my
Thank
friend.
Not even close to ugly.
Thank you, Doc.
I didn't say you were ugly. I just said you're not an 8.
You laughed, and then you said...
Well, because you were kind of arrogant about it. Like, you're like, don't you think that pretty girls have it harder than everybody else? And I'm like, who are you referring to? Is that personal experience or somebody you know? Oh, yeah. Anyway, life goes on. And so, the next topic I wanted to talk about was...
You're laughing because you're a dick.
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
actually. I'm laughing because I'm like, wow, she's really getting mad. I don't have to think you're hot because you're my friend. If you don't have to be hot to be my friend.
I'm not...
You don't have to be hot to be my
I just
friend.
have never been
I'm not hot.
He's
You're
my
not-
friend. I'm not hot.
Yeah,
Ugh.
you're my friend. I'm not hot.
I'd be happy if somebody gave me a 6. To be
I
honest.
just have to
you
say,
someone?
I literally... She's only doing that to be honest. I
Shut
literally...
You're not a shit list.
I think what threw me the most is not so much that you think that you're an 8. It's that you came out and said how hot you are. That kind of made me sad. I was like, wow, I really thought that you didn't think that highly of yourself. And I think the people that think that highly of themselves should be kicked in the taint. Because...
I'm a confident woman. I'm
Yeah,
smart.
you are, but you're
charming.
not hot, honey. You're cute. You're a little cutie pie. You're a little cute. Youth's kind of going out the window for you. It's all downhill from here, man.
I don't know. I'm thinking about the time that I saw her in a toga, and that was pretty hot.
This is one of the horniest men I've ever known in my life. If the wind blows and has some sort of a shape like a female, he's on it. Like, if you look at the way, women don't look like that.
Japanese
I wish
animation
they
goes
did.
to the extreme.
Well, if you look at, like, how, Black Widow's drawn, or how, like, Black Cat's drawn, or whatever, or how Wonder Woman's drawn, you're like, who dresses like that and who is just that freaking built like a brick shit house?
Jessica Rabbit.
19-year-olds.
Who?
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit's not built like a brick shit house. She's too voluptuous. She couldn't like fight crime in a nightie.
She doesn't need
Good, she
to.
had the right time.
I suppose.
She could be like shirtless girl and just boob them to death, you know?
Okay, but here's the reason for that question is why do they have to draw them so freaking high? Is it because I mean I don't know if the majority of the the majority of the artists are men. I would assume probably it's still pretty well dominated by men.
Probably.
So why are they drawing these women so freaking hot? Is it that's the expectation of how they think women should be? Is that sell more comics? And if it sells more comics, why does it sell more comics? Because we don't see women running around looking like that.
Well, could you imagine some dumpy chick, like, ready to save the day?
I'm just saying, I mean, if we're so exposed to it all the time, we're not going to see that.
Huh, and maybe, like, expectations might be skewed.
I believe that was the point I was making. I did just make that point,
Mhm.
right? Did I not just make? Isn't that what I was saying?
Maybe I'm disagreeing with you.
I think there are some women that are just a surprise. You look at them at their worst. Let's say there was a girl I dated just coming out of high school.
I'm
Okay.
getting bangs, by the way.
No, bangs suck ass. Do not get bangs. Let's stay on topic. Why are they so
I'm
hot?
sorry,
Why are they so hot? And am I a pervert because I think they're hot?
No.
They're drawn as cartoons. They're not even real. Somebody help me out.
No, I'm with you. I mean, well, the male version.
Males too. I mean, I wish I was built like Batman.
No.
Like
Freaking awesome. I wish I was
shit?
built like Nightwing.
You know how
Come
many
on.
you know how many of these people they draw are freakishly huge.
I don't
Like
that
they
guy.
have these 10-foot wide shoulders,
Well, I think
little
their
bitty bitty
forearms
waists,
are
and
like
these chicken stick
Forearms
legs.
are dry- I don't know about that. I'm sure you're not looking at Batman. He's got buff legs, man. You must be talking about that pansy Superman. That's a douche. So I think it does. I feel like it makes me a pervert because I think they're hot.
Why is that perverted?
Because they're not real.
That's why you have an imagination, man.
That's
So
what
so you're
models
saying
are.
I'm gonna spank it to I don't
They're
think
not
so.
real.
I
They're
know,
average.
but models aren't hot though. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't. You
Okay,
think
now
that
I'm starting
models?
to feel better.
No. Okay. No.
It's not
No,
all
no.
just about what the girl. It's not all about just the curves. It's partly presentation. I mean, you were talking earlier about women having to go through all the extra maintenance and everything like that, and I think that anybody who wants to be attractive has to go through the proper presentation, the preparation. And I think that applies to anybody, because if you could take somebody who's good looking and present them at their worst, and you know what, they're going to lose a couple of points.
Yeah, but if you try to compare, like saying, like she said about the models, I'm like, you can't compare a wafy runaway model to Wonder Woman. The wafy runaway model is nowhere as hot as Wonder Woman.
Both are unrealistic.
That may be the case, but I'm just saying I don't look at runaway models and say that's my ideal woman. I look at one that's muscular and has rock hard butt and all that other
Which
stuff,
is your taste.
as opposed to the I need to eat runaway. You need to eat some freaking food, lady. Who they look like skeletons walking around. Basically, I don't think that's hot.
And you can't have a woman who's afraid to be herself. I mean, speaking from a guy's point of view, if you're not yourself, well, who the hell are you?
So moving on, apparently I'm not a pervert. I just have different expectations of women. And no, I don't think models are all hot because they're not muscular and they're not built like brick shit houses. And you can't break a 2x4 on their ass like you can on Wonder Woman's butt.
X models are often hotter than current models.
X models, like X-Men models? Or
No, like women who used to be models. Like Tyra Banks, for example.
Ah,
When she was a model, she was too skinny.
They made her longer, dude. Don't you know that's what they do with them when they edit their photos? They make their pictures longer.
Oh, whatever. But the point is when she stopped being a model, she put on a few pounds. She actually looked better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she was probably even happier, too, at the same time. And that's probably got something to do with the reason why I thought she looked better.
Well, it may be, but think it all goes back again to what is our perception of what the female is supposed to look like. Because I will say this, that if it wasn't for the fact that women are less shallow than men in general, none of us would be getting laid. Because of the choices that the women have. If you take, I like always say that, I'm like, if you take 10 women, out of the 10 women, probably at least 7 of them are going to be pretty attractive. You know what I mean?
Or attractive enough.
Attractive enough, exactly. You take 10 men, I don't know.
Maybe one.
One, maybe. And the women are okay with that because that's the expectations they've grown up with.
But see, the perspective plays, the context and perspective plays a big part.
I'm talking about from a purely animal sense. In
Yes.
other words, I want to procreate with that person to, I don't care about what their personality is. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking merely animal, at an animal basis. Yeah, I understand. I understand if you like, add all that other stuff in. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just from a purely animal basis.
You take a woman who hasn't been laid in a year, and then you take another woman who hasn't been laid since yesterday, and I guarantee that the one who's gone a year without sex is going to say that more of those 10 guys are worth hooking up with than the one who got laid yesterday.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, you can change the variables in any way you want to. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying.
if we're going back to basics, like strength, courage, confidence, brains, I'd like to know that out of this timeline.
Right, except that's not part of the variable. The part of the variable is I'm just saying if you compare the two, out of the two groups, and you just took a woman and said, hey, who out of those 10 men do you find like super attractive? Don't think about it. Just tell me out of those 10, which ones do you think are attractive? It would be a much lower number than for the guys who would look at the guys and just on a purely animal basis and go, like, I do all those chicks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's the old saying, I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
Yeah, I'm just saying that and women have far, there's actually far less options for women as it regards to picking a man out there. And there's far more women on the planet than there are men. So yeah, you ladies got to settle because I can find somebody younger and hotter than you.
That's the truth.
And as a general rule, and women might not admit it, but as a general rule, if you're a man or a woman, the woman is more attractive. It doesn't matter who you are, what's your sexual preference. When it boils down to it, women are more attractive than men.
Oh yeah, of course. Duh. Look at you. Look at me. Couple of hairy beasts. Does she look like a hairy beast?
No.
Okay then, there you go.
I wax my brother.
Okay then. It keeps her from being a hairy beast, you see? The body's neater, it's trimmer, it's slimmer. It's, it's just better. It's better by far. If I was a woman, I'd want to be with a woman. Men are disgusting. Men are pigs.
See two chicks at it? What is that? Why?
Oh, I don't necessarily want to see two chicks at it. I just like to be in the mix. That's the point. I don't want to just sit there.
Because I assume if you surveyed a bunch of women, if would you like to see two guys pound the shit out of each other? I'm probably gonna assume the answer might be no.
Probably right.
If you have to look, I would say historically, most societies are patriarchal, right? Not matriarchal. So in history, there has always been men with concubines or large groups of multiple women. So what little boy wouldn't grow up wanting to have that? Doc, wouldn't you want multiple hot chicks if you were rich and you could do whatever you wanted to?
If I were rich, I would probably be Mormon.
If I was a sheik,
Yeah.
you better believe I'd have one heck of a nice little gathering of hot belly dancing chicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
But check out the contradiction. If a man has multiple women, he's a pimp, right? Player, hot stuff.
No, not anymore. I don't think so much.
Here we go.
I think so. But
Continue.
if a woman has multiple men, she's a whore and a skank.
Okay.
What's the difference?
Here's the difference.
Men have a
For-
penis
wait.
and girls have a vagina.
For-
That's the difference.
For a man to be considered a stud,
Okay.
he's got to be handsome.
Okay.
He's got to be smart. He's got to be probably rich or have at least the appearance of being rich. And he's probably got to have a big dick. There's a lot of things that go into being a stud. Not just, and you've never seen a fat, ugly stud. It doesn't happen.
Ron Jeremy, the hedgehog. Even now, to this
One
day,
exception.
women want to bang him.
One single
now to
exception
this
to
day.
the rule, and even that I think
How
is
big
questionable.
his penis?
If he can taste it himself,
Big enough to make you
Seriously?
big enough
Anyway.
to make you his friend for the rest of your life.
Oh, wow.
oh, you would if you married. The guy's
I'd
full
like
of
to be
crazy.
STD free, please.
He's lived a long time.
Now,
Anyway, go ahead.
now, women, the slut, as
and I'll
they
give you
say,
my opinion on that whole thing.
has one requirement to be a slut. To just be there. That's it. Any woman can be a slut, but not any man can be a stud. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, because women can get dick anytime they want. Man
Pretty
can't
much.
get pussy anytime. That is true.
Oh,
It doesn't work
shit.
at
It's
no,
true.
it's true. You have to realize that first of all, men, there's very few of us that are he's the exception, and my friend who passed away. I don't know how he is anymore, but even if you are successful and have money and you dress well and all these other things, it's still very hard for you to get past your own self and your own self-doubt to be able to know in your head that you could get pussy anytime you want. But women always know they can get a dick. Anywhere they go.
Well, I mean, if you're willing to buy it, yeah.
I'm not talking about buying it, you douche. Why would I want to buy it?
You gotta buy
That's
it
what I'm
either
saying.
way.
That's the only way you can get it anytime you want.
No, I'm.
Dude,
what I'm
you
saying
gotta
win it.
You're
is-
paying money
What I'm
either
saying
way.
is,
Dinners,
I'm saying
movies.
if you're a woman, you know this. I mean, if you're a woman, it's 8 o'clock at night on a Thursday, and you're like, man, I haven't had any dick for a while. What place is open? Chili's is open. You go to Chili's, some lonely dude's there, sitting there and having a drink, and you're like, hey, you wanna, you wanna screw? The guy's like, holy shit, hell yeah, I do. Easy.
Or like how you
Same
say
thing.
Chili's.
Same thing. Guy's sitting at home on a Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock at night. He's like, man, I never get any pussy.
And
Goes to Chili's and there's like a bunch of women there. Hey, want to have sex? No, you asshole, get out of here.
exactly.
No, you asshole, get out of here. No, you asshole. And he's like, why? How come it works out for women like that?
Have you ever heard women talking about sex and they're like, oh yeah, he was great or he was really bad? And guys, when they talk about it, even bad sex, it's still sex. So, I mean,
I don't know, dude. I had a nut. That's all I know.
yeah.
I'm good for another month and a half.
We critique
Live it
the
up
shit
here.
out of it. Seriously.
Give it up right here. I'm good for a month and a half, bro.
So that's the kind of thing that makes being a stud so difficult to do. So a stud is kind of a prestigious, it's a compliment.
See, I don't know though, because it kind of goes back to the same thing, when I was in the army, I was like, oh, dude, I totally got laid, and I get laid all the time, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, let's see the quality of the chicks you're banging, dude. I'm like, yeah, that's impressive. Not really, because you're banging every ugly, I wouldn't even bang that chick with your dick, with him pushing. So I was like, that doesn't make you a stud in my bit, and I'm like, if you're a stud, I'm like, it's all quality, quality chicks. That's a stud, and if you're, getting something, if she's buying you dinner, she's buying you drinks, then you're a stud. If you're just banging, Mary Jane Ryan, and, yeah, if you're banging Mary Jane Ryan crotch, like I said, and you're like eating at Arby's, then you're not a stud.
Arby's.
Yeah. Afterwards, baby, you want to go catch some,
The Subway and
want to get
Walmart.
some,
See, that's
want to get some chicken strips at Arby's? It's always me.
that's always
Just
been,
like me.
that's always been my weakest point is
Arby's?
closing the deal, so to speak. I make a decent first impression, but pretty soon the conversation gets old. Things slow down. Either I don't make my move in time, or I make it too soon, and it turns her
And there's
off.
spew right in her eyes.
And I miss
God,
out on the
what have I done?
opportunity.
I heard that burns.
I'm sure it must. I mean, anything in the eye that's not, you know, saline based, maybe, I don't know, like artificial tears, you know. I don't think that men are studs if they're banging a whole bunch of chicks if they're not super hot and the chicks are nasty. I don't think that makes you studly. Now, I think you are studly, in my opinion, if you're banging quality chicks. Not a ton of quality chicks, but if chicks want you. See, I think that makes you studly then. Because just because you're banging chicks, what if the chicks want you? You know, like if you're that dude, you know, that you hang out with, and every time you go somewhere, all the women come talk to him. He doesn't have to be like banging them, but you're like,
and all
this
the other
guy's awesome.
All the other guys in the room say, "Man, I wish that were him."
Exactly. That's what makes.
I want to be like
that's
him.
a stud. That doesn't mean you have to close the deal on every freaking woman in the world.
I
Like,
agree
that's
with you.
somebody who's like, that guy's got it together. What is it that he's got, man? Because I want it. That's a stud. He might never have been laid in his whole freaking life, but that guy's a stud. You know what I mean?
Good point.
He just exudes manliness. There's something about him. Women want him, and men want to be him.
And he doesn't always drink beer, but when he does,
When he does. That's right, my friends. Exactly. See, that's what I think is being a stud. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm not a stud. And the older you get, I don't think that, you know, if you sat there and you're like, if your only claim to fame in life was that you banged 100 chicks, and you're sitting around with your buddies, you know, in your 40s and stuff, and you're like, hey, dude, I totally banged 100 chicks, and your buddies are like, okay. I might have been impressed when I was 20.
Right.
But now I'm like, dude, you better go get your blood drawn.
I
So
know.
you're like, yeah, that's not healthy in your wiener.
Maybe focus on your career.
Yeah, maybe focus on something else a little bit, because that's, yeah, we don't care so much anymore. That's all where you're at, man. Later on in life, you're gonna look back and be like, shoot, out of the ones that I've been with, I look back and I'm like, man, can I like delete some? Seriously? Gross. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, I was thinking I was gonna get some pussy, and I didn't care at the time. That's what I was thinking.
well, you know, the drinking affects people's judgment a lot.
Yeah, too bad I wasn't drinking.
Yeah, one time, I drank too much and I blacked out. One time, ever.
And you woke up and your butt hurt really bad.
No,
It didn't hurt so bad?
no, I didn't have any problem like that when I woke up.
I had that, but I ended up doing a podcast.
And her butt hurt really bad.
And my butt hurt really bad.
Well, there you have it. Okay. Did you make it? Did you make it through it okay? Man, I sure hope so. I hope that wasn't too much of a strain or a drain. I hope you got a good laugh. So, yeah, you can see a little bit of how we had to jump some topics. I think we had some arguments in there, so I had to do some cutting and slicing and re-editing, and so that's why, you know, natural pauses, dead air, that sort of thing, all goes along with having to do this stuff for the first time. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week, or you'll listen to next week. All right, take care. It's Beeve Man out. Adios, mooch fuckos.